Hello and welcome to an inside version of Heather's greenhouse. So I apologize, but the weather's nasty outside and I wanted to be able to get this posted because somebody asked about it and I wanted to get it out there for you. So this is going to be a Heather's greenhouse backyard guide to hummingbirds. You know, we all love hummingbirds. We love them flitting through the backyard and, simple changes can bring a lot more of them in. So you want to roll out the red carpet for your hummingbirds. So some things to do to attract hummingbirds. Number 1, lose some lawn. Take a patch of grass and make it a pollinator bed. More flowers equals more hummers. Add containers. Use self-watering containers to sprinkle nectar-rich blooms around your space. It's easy, it's flexible, and hummingbird approved. Number 3, remove invasive plants. Some aggressive plants will outcompete your other flowers and reduce food sources. So you want to balance your garden by keeping invasives in check. So, just pull them out, weed them occasionally. Once a week usually is what I need to maintain my invasives and keep them under control. Number 4, choose natives wisely. Native plants are great, but oftentimes the native plants are the invasive plants. They can be bullies. So look at what's best in your region. Look at what, other gardeners are growing in your region and kind of take a cue from them. Number 5, plant a tree. Flowering trees offer nectar, shelter, and resting spots. Adding shrubs around the perimeter is also good for hummingbirds because it gives them safety away from predators. Number 6, use sugar water. Now, this one I don't personally do, but I know my mom used to, and she had, the red hummingbird feeders that had, the sugar water in it. Now, she didn't use sugar water that she purchased. She made her own, and there's tons of sugar water recipes online. So I'm not going to get into that. I will just say that the reason why I don't personally give sugar water to hummingbirds is because you got to be diligent about changing that water out and cleaning that feeder, because if the sugar water starts to ferment, it can actually harm your hummingbirds. So if you're like me and you're not consistent enough with cleaning and swapping out the sugar water, maybe leave that off the list. I don't use it and I still have hummingbirds. Number 7, if you do use feeders, spread them out. Hummingbirds can be feisty and they can be very territorial. So place feeders, with enough space between them and trees and shrubs, that can reduce the line of sight between the feeders. Then your hummingbirds aren't going to compete. Number 8, ditch the insecticides. So this is something that I'm very passionate about. I do not use chemicals anywhere in my yard. For me, it's a choice. It's a lifestyle. I live on a lake. I don't think that it's good for the health of the lake to have lawn and garden chemicals going down into the lake. And we're having algae blooms really bad this year. And I'm pretty sure that the algae blooms in part are caused from all the fertilizer that people put on their lawns that just, leach out into the lake. So I don't use chemicals, but another reason not to use insecticides are your hummingbirds. Hummers love nectar, but hummingbirds also eat bugs. So skip the sprays and let the hummingbirds snack on them. Hummingbirds love to eat small gnats, small spiders. They do a great job of taking care of a lot of that for you. So don't use insecticides and let your hummingbirds take care of it for you. Number 9, add a water feature. A shallow dish or a gentle mister is a bird spa. Give your hummingbirds a spa day. Give them a fine mist that they can bathe in and enjoy. And, it's so fun to watch the birds and the hummingbirds in my bird bath, for example, out front. They love to splash around in there. And I love looking out the window and enjoying them. Number 10, if you want hummingbirds, you got to keep your cats inside. Many domestic cats are stealthy predators once they're outside, and they will focus on, what they can catch. Mice, lizards, sure, they'll catch those. They'll also catch your birds. So keep your hummingbirds safe by keeping your cats inside. Another thing you can do is offer overripe fruit. Hang a mesh bag like an onion sack that you reuse, and inside the sack you could put banana, lemon peels, any overripe fruit, and that's going to attract fruit flies, and the hummingbirds love eating the protein-packed fruit flies. And you know, if it gets kind of too gunky and icky for you, just throw it away. You know, it's all contained in a little onion bag. Just grab it, throw it away, and you're good. If you don't use an onion sack, which a lot of times is like a nylon plasticky material, if you don't use that, if you use something else, another type of bag that allows the fruit to compost and the bag will compost down, you can throw it in your compost bin. A way to keep critters away from your compost bin. And what I've done is I planted rosemary at my outdoor compost bins. Now I do have an in-house countertop composter, and I'll take that and I'll just throw it directly on the beds. But you know, you don't want to attract critters to your garden, so you know, it's best if you're not going to have a countertop composter to have a compost bin outside and to plant something like rosemary or any other herb that has a strong scent that's going to deter your critters. All right, so let's talk flowers, one of our favorite topics. So flowers are great for hummingbirds, but you know, hummingbirds, they kind of do have their favorites. So let me tell you what I found hummingbirds love in my garden. So bee balm, phlox, salvia, columbine, sage, verbena, cardinal flower, and gladiolus. I have seen hummingbirds on all of those in my yard. And I can say the cardinal flower, I think one time I planted seeds years ago, and now they're volunteer all over the garden. And I just let them grow wherever they land and wherever they pop up. I just let them grow. And again, the hummingbirds and the bees love it. So let's talk about free flowers. So let's talk about some flowers that will repeat themselves, you know, reseed themselves, or it's easy for you to take the seeds and germinate. So here's my list of things that are easy to germinate and will self-pollinate, and you'll get freebie plants next year. So calendula, coxcomb, love in a mist, petunias, hollyhock, coneflowers, zinnias, and cleome. All of those will self-seed and spread around your yard. And the hummingbirds love it. And, you know, the insects, the bees, the butterflies, they all love them too. So if you don't have those in your backyard, I do highly recommend them. So whether you've got a full backyard, whether you've got acreage or you've got a small balcony to grow on, just small changes can really bring the hummingbirds into your space. So let me know, what's your favorite part of attracting hummingbirds? Are you like me and you focus on the flowers and growing the flowers that they love? Or do you have feeders? Or do you do both? You know, my mom did both. My mom had flowers and she did the sugar water feeders. So let me know below, what do you use and what's your method for attracting the most hummingbirds to your backyard? Until next time, happy growing. Miss Widow, you should have helped me do better. No, I should have done better. It's okay though. Papa can edit it out.